We are back once again and welcome back to the Stretford End, everyone. Here we are with the latest news yet again here on the Stretford End. But of course, how are you guys doing? The excellent news of Ten Hag agreeing to become Manchester United manager. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go and give it a watch. You will definitely enjoy it. I'm still excited since the news came out last night from David Ornstein saying that Ten Hag has formally agreed to join Manchester United and everything that goes with it. And in today's news, there are more updates with regards to the finer details about his appointment, what exactly he wants, what he wants to do with the club, and who he wants to have alongside him in terms of his backroom staff. I am still, as I've said, excited. It is amazing news, but I have to be honest, it's not going to be a turnaround overnight. It's not going to be a success that we will have in next season. But definitely, this is the first step. As I said, this is the first step to that pathway to success. It is something that we really have to admire and look at with optimism because Ten Hag is coming here to change the identity, to change the philosophy, and more so, he wants to revitalize the club and take it back to the top. And with the news that came out today, it's actually more and more evident to see that how committed he is to the Manchester United job, how committed he is to exactly wanting to have positive change within the club. And without further ado, let me get into the news. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And thank you to the people that have subscribed most recently. You guys are absolutely awesome. Welcome to the channel. So, without further ado, the news today has been said that Ten Hag wants to implement a high-pressing, high-octane playing style at Manchester United and knows that the current crop of underperforming stars would struggle to meet these expectations. Furthermore, Ten Hag wants to take Ajax assistant Michel van der Gaag with him to United. Now that in itself is brilliant news. To know that even before he's been at the training ground, before he's had a look at these players, he already knows that a group of the players currently in the squad will not be able to keep up with the requirements needed to play his high pressing, high octane style of play. He knows that they are not good enough. He's probably seen it in the games throughout the season and now most recently against Leicester and Everton. So he knows that he needs to come in and do a complete clear out. Get rid of all these lazy players who don't want to work, these players that won't be able to keep up and meet the requirements needed to play in a Erik ten Hag team, in a Erik ten Hag system. He knows that. That's why he already has said that these players are not good enough. And again, more barking by the dogs, but you know what? That's normal. It's basically us, shall I say, Manchester United now barking in the public. You know, we've now made our voices known. The board has seen that we want Erik ten Hag. And they've got Erik ten Hag. They've got the verbal agreement. Now the paperwork just need to be finalized. And that moves me into my very next point. An update from Fabrizio Romano saying that Manchester United are now working to prepare contracts and paperwork this week in order to announce Erik ten Hag as soon as possible. Sources close to the manager consider it is just a matter of time. And the final details of the coaching staff and the agreement with Ajax will definitely be done in a matter of time. Brilliant to hear that they are now accelerating the appointment of Erik ten Hag. Yes, of course, we know nothing will be announced until after the Dutch Cup final this weekend, as I did say yesterday by the reports brought out by David Ornstein. But definitely, it is possible that we will have an appointment, an official appointment, an announcement being made in next week saying Erik ten Hag is the new Manchester United manager. And that in itself is exciting. But I also believe that it is even more exciting because now we know, as I've said in the previous report, players will be leaving Manchester United. These lazy, toxic, disgusting, disgraceful players will definitely be leaving Manchester United. And look at that. I said disgusting and disgraceful, and the dogs agree. They know for a fact that these players have been dog. Yeah, I'm not going to say it because we don't do that here on the Straight Within, but they have been absolute dog crap. That's what they have been. That is why the dogs bark, and that's why they definitely do agree. It is also important to note that because Erik ten Hag is doing wonders with youngsters and developing them, we know that players within Manchester United in the reserves, in the under 23s, in the under 18s, and definitely some of the players in the first team have not been developed as of late. They haven't been developed by Ole for the past 3 years. So definitely Ten Hag coming in, and with the record that he has with developing young players into top quality players such as the likes of Anthony, the likes of Ryan Gravenberch, Frankie de Jong, Donny van de Beek, these players, Hakim Ziyech, etc., these players have been improved by Erik ten Hag, not just because of the system and the tactics that he has, but because he's able to coach players to make them better. And he definitely wants to do that here at Manchester United and create more of a consistent, successful team. Not just a team that will challenge for one season and then fall off, a team that is going to challenge for top honours season after season on a consistent basis. That the performance levels will continue to be at the top, game in, game out, regardless of who we play, regardless of what, shall I say, consequence the game might have. For example, comparing a Champions League knockout game to a Premier League game against, shall I say, Norwich City like this weekend. The intensity should still be the same. The mentality should still be the same. The work ethic, the ability to perform at the highest level should be there for every single game, regardless of what we are doing as a team. That hasn't been the case for the past few years. It hasn't been the case in this entire season. So for us to know that Erik ten Hag wants to come in to change that mentality of the players and bring in players with a winning and an elite mentality and the willingness to learn and improve under the new coach and be part of a journey to success, to be part of a successful team and as a part of a successful club, which Erik ten Hag wants to make Manchester United. Definitely that will happen. His track record has shown that. His ability and to be able to work behind the scenes at a big club like Bayern Munich underneath Pep Guardiola definitely shows that he has the capability to deal with big players, to deal with big egos, to be able to know what to do when they are in a tricky situation. He's seen it firsthand with, Pep Guardiola when they were faced in difficult situations within the club. He has seen how to overcome that, how to communicate with certain players who have certain attitudes. He will definitely, liaise with Rangnick on this and ensure that these type of players who give them too much trouble, who feel they are bigger than the club, will definitely be gone. Those conversations are already happening now. And that is a positive insight and a positive step forward, because now, if these things can get sorted early enough, in the pre-season, Ten Hag can focus on getting the team to a standard that he requires, to a standard that is elite, to a standard that is on the levels of it needed to be and needing to be with Liverpool, with City, with Chelsea. And you know what? If we do get the right signings in and get rid of the players that need to be rid of and away from Manchester United, we could be looking at a complete transition within a season and a half. So it basically depends on what happens with the incomings and what happens with the outgoings. Because if we do get players with the right mentality in, and that mentality rubs off on the rest of the players, and the players see that the coach like Ten Hag has definitely got a proper, intelligent, tactical head on his shoulders, then definitely these players will listen, they will respect him. But we need to get rid of the players that are toxic, the players that think they're bigger than the club, the players that leak things, the players that speak to the board behind the manager's back. These are the players that need to leave. And they will be leaving because I'm sure Ten Hag has already pinpointed the players to Rangnick, to the board, who needs to be going and who definitely can be going in the summer. Moving along to more reports, it is also said that Ten Hag is said to have questioned the Manchester United Chiefs over their plans for the veteran players in the squad and would likely have the chance to have a say in any recruitment decisions prior to his arrival. That in itself is brilliant. The fact that there are players who are seen as targets to come in by Manchester United, but they are speaking to Erik ten Hag even before he's reached the Carrington training ground, even before he signed the official deal, asking him, is this the player you want? We see the player, he's on our list, but do you want to have him at the club? Do you want to have him in your team? That is the way it is supposed to be. Erik ten Hag getting the final say in who comes into the club and what type of players he needs. If the board listens to that, then definitely we will be having a much better squad, a much higher quality and a much more stronger team in terms of their mental strength. We will definitely have that because Erik ten Hag will demand that of the players that he gets in and of the players that he definitely wants to have at Manchester United, of those who are currently already are at the club. He knows what he wants and he knows what he wants to do. The board just has to give him time, and definitely they've already given him the power to do so. Just a bit of interesting news as a last I want to give to you. It says that Ten Hag has also made it clear to Manchester United and Marcus Rashford that he is an essential player for the team and that he should not be sold under any circumstances. Ten Hag also detailed how he will help Rashford to become the best version of himself. So there in itself, certain players will definitely be having a, shall I say, a reset, another chance, another opportunity under a coach that can definitely develop players to make them better. And with him having an eye on Marcus Rashford and saying that he should not be sold and he will be an essential member of the squad, he definitely does see a player in there that he can make fantastic, that he can make into a world-class level. But it comes down to Rashford and how committed he is to Ten Hag, to Ten Hag's tactics. Because we've seen it. Rangnick has tried, but he doesn't want to listen to Rangnick or do what Rangnick is saying. So perhaps Ten Hag could not come quicker for Marcus Rashford and some other players within the club as well, who definitely see it as a breath of fresh air and a brand new opportunity to re-show themselves to the world and to basically be better players with the help of the coach. That is what is needed. But we'll have to wait and see on how Marcus Rashford develops under Ten Hag. But I'm sure Ten Hag will definitely be giving him the tools that he needs to become a much better player than what he is right now. Thank you guys for joining me. Just minor details being given about Erik ten Hag and his appointment, wanting to make Marcus Rashford a better player than what he is now. Him saying that he knows that certain players at the club will definitely not meet the requirements needed to play in his high-pressing, high-octane style of football, and that he wants Mitchell van der Gaag, his current assistant at Ajax, to be his assistant at Manchester United. So, more news, fantastic news, positive news to give us optimism, to give us hope, to give us a sense of that next season will be a much better season than this disastrous and dreadful one we've had currently so far. But thank you guys for joining. Links to our various socials are in the descriptions below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. 1,000 subscribers is our goal before the end of the year. And definitely help us out. I definitely love and appreciate what you guys have been doing with regards to support towards the Stretford End. That is it, me, your host from the Stretford End, Sashin Johnson. Till we speak again soon, have a wonderful day further, guys. Goodbye.